Hello there, Mac friends. Brent Deverman coming to you here. I am about to show you something that just blew my mind away about Keynote. Keynote is the presentation app from Apple. And a while ago, I was trying to wrap text around an image in Keynote, and I just could not figure out how to do it. I had to search the technique, and I found it online, and I'm going to make a video about it. PowerPoint can wrap text around an image pretty easily, and so I was quite frustrated. And once I found this, though, I was blown away because it's so much better than the way PowerPoint does it. But you have to know how to do it, and sometimes it's not that clear. So let's go over to Keynote, and I will create a new presentation. Okay, we do the new command, and let's do a dynamic cloud presentation. Right, so here we're in the presentation, and we want to create a new slide that has some text. So let's create a new slide that has some text here. All right, now there's a couple ways to wrap text around things, and I'll show you the simple way, and then I'll show you the mind-blown magic way after that. We have our text here. I probably want to insert some text though, so let's use writing tools to insert some text. Right, bio of Brent Deverman. Okay, and we want to use this to compose with ChatGPT. And let's, I think we're waiting for it to do it. Okay. So now we have a bio. And what we can do now for a more simple way to do the wrapping of text, this is if you want it to just wrap around the side of a container. We can select the text box and say make editable. Okay. Once we make editable, you'll see a little message here, and you will see that these have turned into red dots. And when I hover over, there is another dot here. So I can start to drag this dot, and you can see that the text will wrap around this semicircle. If I hold down the Option key, I can add another dot. So I can then hold down the Option key, say here, and add another dot. And as long as it's closed, you can see it's wrapping around. So that means that, you know, I can double click to make it more of a sharp and not a Bezier curve. And we can just make this into, you know, some kind of indent. And then it would be possible then just to add, say, shape, you know, put a shape here. And if we stop selecting it, we'll need to go back and edit it. So we can make editable again. And as we create the shape, the text will go around it, and we can even add more points so that the text flows even further around the shape. Yeah, so you can see that this is a way to do it. It's, you know, making these Bezier curves or straight edges, and you can adjust the size of the text field and adjust where the text field goes. And then you can put shapes in there, photos, whatever. So that's one way, okay? But the actual problem I was trying to solve was, what if I wanted to have the text and a photo right in the middle of the text, and I wanted the text to wrap around the photo. So for that, it was not as easy to figure out how to do it. And so now, you know, we'll go to this, and it's quite like a magic show for how to do it. So let's create a new slide, okay? add a slide, and we want to have text and bullets. So this slide, we will also add some sample text. Okay, show writing tools, compose. Write a couple paragraphs about Brent Deverman's career history. Okay, let's hit return, wait for it to generate. So we'll make some text for it to wrap around. We got a couple paragraphs here that ChatGPT came up with. I'm going to get rid of some of these spaces here, and you can see I think this will make it look better when we start to wrap. Okay, and then now we need an image, and so we can use the image playground. So I'm just going to choose my photo. I'm going to say top hat, and I'm going to say no background. Okay, let's see what images it comes up with. Very cool. I mean, so I'd say this is the best for our purposes. So we'll choose this image, click done. Now we have the image, and I want to shrink that image down a bit. So here's the image, and we want this text to wrap around this image. But we want the image to be, we don't want it to wrap around a square, right? Let's give ourselves a challenge, and let's make this image a irregular image that is not a square. So I can use this Bezier tool from the beginning. Okay, so we'll trace the outline here. And as I was trying to mention, you can also do Bezier curves. I believe you have it says drag to draw the curved lines, but I want to keep things simple here. Okay, so I want to move this one down. So after you create that point, you can move the points. And we'll just go through here, go past my ear, into the neck. Let's really try and get the curvature here. We need to create a closed image. So we're going to go all the way back and click on the first point as it says in the instructions. Okay, and then you can go back and curve the points if you want. We can add points and stuff based on these instructions as well. But I think we have our outline here. So now that we have our outline, we're going to just click off we're going to click off and deselect, and I'm going to click back to select the image. And the thing is we have this gray background, and we should remove it. So Keynote also has a very good remove background function, and the background is basically gone. My generative AI image is floating on top of the text with an outline. And what you normally need to do is select both the outline and the text. However, after experimenting quite a bit, I found that unlike on the previous slide where we can make this text box to be editable and make it so that we can add more points and change the shape of the text box. This technique, you need to actually first do a duplicate of the text box, because this text box is part of the theme, and so it's part of a template, and so you actually have to duplicate this. So I'm going to duplicate this one, and I'm going to put it and align it up right above it. I'm going to send it to back. I'm going to then delete the text box that's part of the template. So once we've disassociated the text box from the template, then we can do this technique. Next, I'm going to take the image and I'm going to send it to the back. behind the slide, or behind the text box. Okay, so we sent the image to the back. I'll just make it clear. I'm going to click on the outline. So we should have the outline selected, and then I'm going to shift click on the text box. So we have both of these items selected, and we can go up to the format menu and shapes and lines. And here's some interesting options that you wouldn't really think of to look at before. So you saw the make editable, that was one we used before. But now what we have active is stuff to do operations on shapes. And we can subtract the shapes. And when I do subtract shapes, you can see that there's now a hole in this text box. And my image is now showing through. The text is wrapping around it. And you can see that we have a big hole where we can wrap the text around some arbitrary shaped shape. And I think that is really advanced and something I would not expect in Keynote. And I'm like, this is really cool that it's there. So once you have that, you can, you can see here that there is a silhouette in the shape. And so it's like a cutout. And it's quite amazing. I think, that you can also play around with some of the other options for working with these shapes to get other effects. But I thought it was pretty amazing. This kind of thing I would expect from, an Adobe program, but it's in a free program that you can just download from Apple, and it's a superior program to PowerPoint. And I don't think PowerPoint really has a good way to do this. Though PowerPoint's wrap text around a object function was more intuitive at first. I think this one is actually more powerful. Thank you for watching. If you try this out, please leave a comment on the video in YouTube and let me know how it goes. If you find any other advanced things to be able to perform in Keynote, please let me know as well. I would love to hear about it. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.